Imagine opening your door and feeling a lightness you've never experienced before. What if I told you that the energy in your home is directly connected to your inner peace? Every object, every item carries a vibration, some that lift us and others that weigh us down. As I walk through my own journey of spiritual awakening, I've discovered 5 items that, once removed, can transform your space and, ultimately, your life. What does clutter mean to you? Is it just a mess? Or is it a heavy weight on your spirit? Picture this. Every piece of furniture, every trinket has a story, a memory, an energy. Are you holding on to things that no longer serve you? As we dive deeper, let's explore how these seemingly innocent items can affect your thoughts, your peace, and your connection to the universe. Have you ever noticed how a simple change in your surroundings can shift your mindset? It's time to reset your space and invite in the energy of abundance and positivity. So, let's embark on this journey together and open the door to a new way of living. What will you discover about yourself along the way? Objects that bring negative energy. Have you ever found yourself looking at a gift from an old friend and feeling a strange chill run down your spine? It's a weird sensation, right? Sometimes, these seemingly innocent objects can carry heavy vibrations, remnants of past relationships or toxic interactions. I used to hold on to a few trinkets that I thought were just sentimental, but every time I looked at them, I felt a weight in my chest. It dawned on me that these items weren't just things. They were like energetic anchors to moments I'd rather forget. Identifying these negative energy carriers can be quite liberating, though. I remember going through my belongings one day, and I stumbled upon a necklace from an ex. The moment I touched it, a wave of memories flooded back, but not the kind I wanted to cherish. It was a stark reminder of why I had to move on. It's fascinating how certain objects can trigger emotions and memories we didn't even realize we were still holding on to. When I finally let go of that necklace, I felt lighter, as if a burden had been lifted. Moreover, it's not just the gifts or mementos from others that can hold negative energy. Sometimes we keep items from relationships that no longer serve us, thinking that holding on to them preserves the good times. But in reality, they often serve as constant reminders of what we need to let go. This realization was a game changer for me. The more I released these objects, the clearer my space and mind became. Now, I try to be more intentional about what I bring into my home. Instead of keeping everything, I consciously choose items that resonate with my current self. It's about surrounding myself with positivity and energy that uplifts me rather than drags me down. I've learned that it's perfectly okay to let things go. After all, our spaces should reflect who we are today, not who we were yesterday. So, if you ever feel a twinge of discomfort when looking at certain items, take a moment to assess their energy. Are they serving you, or are they holding you back? Trust your instincts. Sometimes, the act of decluttering these energy-draining objects can be the first step in creating a space filled with light and love. Disorder and its consequences. Let's talk about clutter for a moment. I used to think that my messy room was just a byproduct of a busy life. But, oh, was I wrong? The more I let things pile up, the more chaotic my mind became. It's like the physical disorder in my space mirrored the mental chaos swirling around in my head. I found it tough to focus, and my stress levels skyrocketed. It was a vicious cycle that I couldn't break until I realized the connection between my surroundings and my state of mind. Cleaning up my space became a sort of ritual for me. I remember the first time I tackled my overflowing closet. It felt like a daunting task, but as I sorted through clothes I hadn't worn in years, I felt a sense of clarity. With each item I decided to keep or let go, I was also clearing out mental clutter. It was as if I was making room for new possibilities in my life. This process opened my eyes to the power of a clean space in facilitating my desires and aspirations. Now, I pay attention to how I feel after decluttering. It's incredible how a tidy environment can boost my mood and enhance my creativity. When I walk into a clean room, I feel invigorated and ready to tackle whatever comes my way. It's almost like the act of cleaning is a form of meditation for me, allowing my mind to settle and focus on what truly matters. I've learned that by clearing my physical space, I'm also creating mental space for new ideas and opportunities. I've noticed that my ability to manifest my desires has improved dramatically since I embraced this practice. When I keep my space orderly, it feels like I'm sending a signal to the universe that I'm ready to receive. It's all about aligning my environment with my goals. A clutter-free home invites abundance and positivity, while chaos can stifle my dreams. So, if you find yourself feeling overwhelmed or stuck, take a look around. A little cleaning might just do the trick. It's amazing how transforming our physical space can lead to a clearer mindset, allowing us to focus on what we truly want in life. The importance of gratitude. Gratitude. It's such a simple concept, yet it can have profound effects on our lives. I've come to realize that practicing gratitude is not just about being thankful for the big things. It's also about appreciating the little objects that fill our spaces. When I shifted my perspective to see each item as a gift, my entire relationship with my belongings changed. Instead of viewing them as mere possessions, I began to see them as tokens of memories, experiences, and lessons learned. For instance, I used to glance at my bookshelf filled with novels and feel overwhelmed by the sheer number of titles I hadn't read yet. But then, I started to express gratitude for each book that had brought me joy, knowledge, or comfort at different times. This shift in perspective transformed my cluttered shelf into a curated collection of cherished experiences. I felt a sense of connection with each book, which, in turn, inspired me to dive back into reading. The energy of gratitude can truly change the vibes of our spaces. When I consciously express appreciation for my belongings, I find that they emit a more positive energy. This practice has helped me let go of items that no longer resonate with me. If I can't express gratitude for something, it's often a sign that it's time to say goodbye. It's a freeing process that allows me to keep my space filled only with items that bring me joy and positivity. Moreover, gratitude helps me maintain a sense of abundance in my life. Instead of focusing on what I lack, I celebrate what I already have. This mindset shift has been instrumental in attracting more positivity and abundance into my life. It's like I'm sending out a message to the universe that I am open and ready to receive more blessings. Incorporating gratitude into my daily routine has become a game changer. I've started keeping a gratitude journal where I jot down a few things I'm thankful for every day. This practice not only enhances my appreciation for my belongings, but also cultivates a deeper sense of fulfillment in my life. Gratitude is a powerful force that can elevate our energy and transform our spaces into sanctuaries of positivity, symbols, and personal beliefs. Sometimes we hold on to objects that carry more baggage than we realize. I've had a few trinkets in my house that, at first glance, seemed innocent enough. But when I really thought about it, those items were tied to experiences or beliefs that didn't serve me anymore. It's almost like they were silent reminders of my past failures or insecurities. For instance, I had this old trophy from a competition I participated in during a particularly tough time in my life. Instead of feeling proud when I looked at it, it often triggered feelings of inadequacy. These symbols can be powerful, can't they? They evoke emotions and memories that can either uplift us or weigh us down. I realized that it's essential to evaluate the stories we assign to these objects. Something I once cherished might now be a symbol of a limiting belief. By consciously acknowledging this connection, I've started the process of releasing those items, making space for new, empowering symbols that reflect who I am today. There's a certain liberation that comes with letting go of these items. It's not just about the physical act of removing clutter. It's about freeing yourself from the emotional ties that no longer resonate with your current self. The next time you pick up an object, ask yourself, what does this symbolize for me? Does it lift me up or pull me down? If it's the latter, perhaps it's time to part ways. I've also found that replacing these symbols with new ones can be incredibly empowering. Instead of that old trophy, I now have a beautiful piece of art that represents my journey and growth. It's a reminder of the strength I've gained, rather than a symbol of past struggles. This shift in perspective not only changes the energy in my space, but also in my mind and heart. So, let's embrace the idea of surrounding ourselves with objects that reflect our true essence. By doing this, we create an environment that supports our aspirations and dreams, rather than one that hinders them. It's all about intentionality and mindfulness in what we choose to keep in our lives. The less is more rule. I've always been a bit of a sentimental hoarder. You know, the type who holds onto every little item because it has a story attached to it. But over time, I've come to realize the beauty in simplicity. The less is more philosophy isn't just a catchy phrase. It's a powerful tool for creating a harmonious living space. When I decided to embrace minimalism, I found that the fewer items I had, the more clarity I experienced in my life. Having fewer possessions allows me to focus on what truly matters. I started to notice how a cluttered space often mirrored a cluttered mind. On days when my living room looked like a tornado had hit, I felt overwhelmed and anxious. But once I began the process of decluttering, I felt lighter both physically and emotionally. It's astonishing how our environments can influence our mental states, isn't it? Applying the less is more principle has also created a more aligned space for manifestation. When I simplified my surroundings, I noticed that my intentions began to flow more freely. I could actually visualize my goals without the distraction of excess stuff. This alignment with the law of attraction became almost effortless. I found myself attracting opportunities and connections that resonated with my true self. One of the most satisfying aspects of this journey has been the ability to curate my space intentionally. Each item I choose to keep now holds significance and value. It feels good to look around and appreciate the things I own rather than feeling burdened by them. My home has transformed into a sanctuary that reflects my values and aspirations, which in turn elevates my overall energy. So, if you're feeling overwhelmed by your belongings, consider adopting the less is more mindset. Start small, maybe tackle one drawer or one room at a time. You might be surprised at how liberating it feels to let go and create a space that truly represents who you are and what you want to attract into your life. Ritual of letting go. I remember the first time I decided to embark on a ritual of letting go. It was a sunny Saturday, and I felt the urge to clear out my closet. As I pulled out clothes I hadn't worn in ages, I realized how much emotional weight they carried. Each item brought back memories, some good, but many not so much. It's funny how we hold on to things that no longer serve us, isn't it? That's when I learned that the act of letting go isn't just about decluttering, it's about freeing ourselves from the past. To make this process more meaningful, I created a little ritual. I set aside time to meditate before diving into the chaos of my closet. I focused on my intentions, visualizing the space I wanted to create. I thought about each item as I held it, asking myself if it brought me joy or if it was simply taking up space. This mindfulness turned what could have been a mindless task into a sacred experience. I found myself smiling at some memories while feeling relieved to say goodbye to others. As I sorted through my belongings, I made piles. Keep, donate, and toss. The toss pile was the hardest because it felt like I was denying the potential of those items. However, I reminded myself that the energy of those objects was tied to memories I wanted to release. By consciously choosing what to keep, I was also consciously choosing the energy I wanted in my life moving forward. It felt empowering to take control of my space and, in turn, my emotional landscape. Once I finished, I took a moment to appreciate the empty space in my closet. It was more than just a physical change. It felt like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders. It's incredible how our environment reflects our internal state. The act of letting go opened up room, not only in my closet but also in my mind and heart. I learned that this ritual of letting go is not a one-time event. It's a continual practice of being aware of what I allow in my life, both physically and emotionally. Now, whenever I feel clutter creeping back in, I remind myself to connect with my intention. The ritual of letting go has become a way for me to stay aligned with who I am and who I want to be. It's a gentle reminder that I can always choose to release what no longer serves me, creating space for new possibilities and energies to flow into my life. Incorporating positive elements. After my decluttering spree, I felt inspired to invite positive elements into my home. I realized that it wasn't just about getting rid of the old. It was also about welcoming in the new. I started researching items that could elevate the energy of my space, and I stumbled upon the teachings of Buddhism, which emphasize balance, harmony, and mindfulness. This was exactly what I needed. One of the first things I did was introduce plants into my home. Not only do they purify the air, but they also symbolize growth and vitality. I chose low-maintenance varieties because, let's face it, I'm not the best at keeping plants alive. But even the act of choosing them felt significant. As I placed them around my living room and kitchen, I could almost feel the positive vibes shifting in the air. It's amazing how a touch of green can transform a space. Next, I started incorporating symbols of positivity and gratitude. I found beautiful stones and crystals that resonated with me. Each piece had a different energy, and I made it a point to learn about what they represented. I placed them in areas where I spend the most time, creating little altars of positivity throughout my home. It became a lovely reminder to focus on good intentions and the abundance in my life. In addition to plants and crystals, I paid attention to the artwork on my walls. I swapped out some older pieces that felt heavy or sad for lighter, more vibrant images. Each new piece was chosen with intention, representing joy, peace, and love. As I hung them up, I felt a sense of renewal wash over me. My home was starting to reflect not just who I am, but who I aspire to be. Finally, I embraced the idea of mindful consumption. I became more selective about what I brought into my space, asking myself if the item would contribute positively to my environment. This shift in mindset helped me align my home with the energy I wanted to cultivate. It's incredible how little changes can have such a big impact on our overall well-being. Incorporating positive elements has turned my home into a sanctuary, a place where I can thrive and feel truly at peace. As we wrap up our journey today, I want you to take a moment and truly reflect. Imagine your space as a mirror of your mind, cluttered with negativity or radiant with positivity. What if I told you that by removing just 5 simple things, you could invite abundance and peace into your life? Think about that old sweater in your closet. Does it bring you joy, or does it hold on to memories that no longer serve you? And what about that pile of books you've never read? Each item we keep has energy. Do they uplift you or weigh you down? Now, as you go about your day, I challenge you to look around your home with fresh eyes. Are there items that no longer resonate with your true self? What can you let go of today? Remember, the energy you create in your space directly influences the life you attract. So, what's the first thing you'll remove? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's inspire each other on this journey of decluttering our lives. Stay tuned for our next video, where we'll dive deeper into how to manifest your dreams using the power of intention and mindfulness. Until then, keep shining your light